I wanted to come by and do a quick live because I'm just showing you the rose garden here. We've been watering the flowers, but it's just that time of the year where it's time for them to go to flower heaven. And I'm just gonna plop a seat here because I want to talk to you guys about something. I hope everybody's doing well out and about in their life. I'm enjoying like some lovely temperatures and some nice breeziness. All right, so I want to talk to you guys about you know, sometimes like there have been times where I've had people come to me and they tell me their story, but they won't tell me their name, and it's hard to validate a story without a name. I'll get a location. I know what they look like. I know exactly what happened to them. And then when I try to do the research, like look it up, find a name, I go through all the sites that I know of, search the name that I think might be theirs, or search, the scenario, and I don't find anything. It's kind of hard because they give me all the details, and so I want to tell you guys about what I would call, well, which would be, I think, normally a high profile situation, a case, and it involves a teenage boy that I saw allegedly be harmed by a very popular sheriff who some years ago was on television on political news stations advocating and advocating for a certain somebody. And when this person was younger, like in the early in their career, himself and another deputy were involved in harming this teen boy. So this teen boy was lived in a family. He had his mother, and the man that was in the house was his stepfather. It wasn't his biological father, and he was in and out of like homes, like he would run away, and he had some issues, um, trouble issues. And but he was a good kid, and it's all of this was surrounding like the activities that his parents were in, and his parents were like trafficking drugs through this county. So he lived in like this small town area, and it was outside, like I don't know, we'll say 20, 30 miles outside of a major city. And his parents were the plug, and these sheriffs, were involved in trafficking with this kid's parents, and this kid would like act up, or the parents would like do things to agitate him, and then they'd have him sent away like to like a hospital, like a juvenile hospital, and then he did a stay in like a juvenile facility. And so when this first came to me a few years back, I actually did the research and I found the place that I thought, he may have been staying in, but again, I didn't have a name. So and I can't remember the location. Before I came on just now, I was trying to look it up to see if I can give you guys some references. And the name Jefferson and the name Hammond is significant. Now, I don't know if that's his name, the name of the town. There is a Hammond in Wisconsin. This took place in Wisconsin. And I feel like it was in the south, like the south medium, but like the western, like medium west southern area, south of Madison, just south of Madison, but like more towards like a little bit to the west. And I looked and I didn't see anything with with those names, either of those names. So so what happened was that this kid, I guess he had just come home from one of these stays in these, juvenile hall situations. So he comes home and he just spazzes out at the parents, and he's like, he's just done because he felt like he shouldn't have been locked up. Um, he shouldn't have been locked up. Like the kid is righteous, like he's self-righteous. He knows, right from wrong, and he knows what's happening is wrong. So the parents get on the phone and they call the sheriff, right? And they track the kid down to like a field. It's kind of like an open field, and they confronted the kid, and of course the kid's spazzing out, and one of them, one of them, I want to say shot, but there was like a shovel involved. So I think they did two things to him. Like they hit him with a blunt object, which would have been the shovel, and then I think he was shot. But either way, they killed him in that field. And this is a sheriff. This is a sheriff that was on TV like about 8, 9 years ago, advocating for a certain somebody. And yeah, I mean this guy's got skeletons. He's a nasty person to listen to anyway. Like I remember watching him, and this came to me. When it came to me like a ton of bricks. And I did talk about this on a previous channel, and I labeled it as a ghost reading because again, like I don't know his name. I keep telling, and I used to get so angry with him. Like, you need to tell me your name. I can't. I have to validate the case by identifying you. And I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I think like these spirits, they don't remember. Maybe they don't remember their name. Maybe I don't know. But he told me the whole damn story, like all the details. Because there's another case of this kid in Texas, outside of some place called Conley, somewhere in Texas, like the southeast area of Texas. Same fucking thing. He gave me the name of the fucking town, the area in Texas. He told me everything that happened to him. When I asked him his name, he won't tell me his name. So either they don't remember it or they don't want to tell me, or maybe they're trying to protect me. I don't know. But so anyway, the kid in Wisconsin this happened to was like 16 years old. What ended up happening was they buried him. They put him in the trunk and they buried him in the wood line. And his parents were completely on board with it. They were all about like they were so entrenched in this life of drugs, coming through their town and the arrangement that they had with law enforcement, with the local law enforcement. And they were tired of the kid. The kid had better morals, than them anyway. So they didn't connect with the young man. But in his short life, he was telling me that this is what it was. They weren't worth shit, honestly, and they disappeared him. But he told me that he had tried connecting with psychics like down in Chicago. He said there are two other areas that he tried to contact two other psychics. One was in Chicago, and the other one, I don't remember the other city, but he had tried to, for some time, reach out. So again, this was a young kid, blonde, a strawberry blonde hair, like brown blonde or strawberry blonde hair. Kid was about 5'7". He was wearing like a khaki colored pants and a white t-shirt when this happened. He was walking through an open field when these two deputies got up to him and confronted him. So that's what he was wearing when he lost his life. Um, he came from a household again where it was just him, and his mother was married to a man that wasn't his father. So this person in the house was his stepfather, and this high profile, I'll call him a high profile sheriff, was involved in this early, very early in his career. Um, yeah, so again, this is what I would call a ghost reading. But like I said, a lot of times people will come to me, but they won't tell me their name, so validate the case. And I won't always talk about them because, if I can't validate them to you guys, and, you know, I don't know what kind of reading that's going to be. If you guys could really appreciate something like that. But yeah, I just wanted to share this with you and, you know, let me know what your thoughts are. If anybody out there is watching or will come across the video and has heard of such a case, this happened like sometime in the early 80s. Um, I'd say probably between 80 and 83 maybe, or even 85. It was a very long time ago. A very long time. That's what he's saying. It's the early 80s. I feel like 83, between 83, 85 is what I'm getting. Okay, so I hope everybody's well. Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody that's saying hello. And so I will see you guys in the next live. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.